We get to play, chat. All right. Sorry about that. It is time for some Ace Attorney. Continue. Let me make sure I've got the right one here. That's right, because we are in the evidence room. So we should be, this should be the right one. I'm just double checking our timestamps. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. Yes. Yay, Plat! Gumshoe's home away from home. Let's see, Bets has got the Necro Horror team and the Wizard Chicken. Let's go. That's right, because we weren't quite sure where we needed to go next. Think you found it? What are we doing? Please have found it. Leave it to people to know where you are. For the record, I'm in favor of spraying absolutely everything. We're gonna have to. Damage Carbine, welcome in. How are you? We are, sorry, we're a little stuck. I'm trying to get us a lead here to kind of continue things. And you spray the locker with the white item hanging from it, not the item, the locker itself. I did, but we can do it again. I sprayed kind of all that area. Oh, what the heck? You guys saw me. You saw me. You saw me spray that locker. Roll back the tape. Roll the tape back. I did that. Welcome back, Alex. I didn't see nothing. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. Thank you. Thank you, chat, for helping. I appreciate it. But I did that. I did that. This might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. Uh-oh. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where did you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Okay, we have another hand. Cool. Whatever you say. It was a faint handprint lots. See, that's the... okay. I'm gonna be angry at the game if that's the mechanic. If you're expecting me to just douse this room 100 times, then I don't think that's a good mechanic. Alright, SL9 incident. We're finally moving forward. I saw you. Guess the circle had to hit the actual area. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, doesn't matter. We got this now. Now, that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? Serial killing. Oh. Serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. The killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So a switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? Just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. That's your report? It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. That's right, killed an entire bowl of Cheerios. Okay, now we can talk to Edward. Finally. I'm gonna add our special effects back in, too. Now that we're not having Meekins in our face. Okay. Jesus. Make our way to Edgeworth, I guess. Do you have anything new over here? No? Okay. Love his music. I'm gonna assume he's going back to his office. I could be wrong, but... Finally! Finally! That's a cool Easter egg. Oh, the restaurant's in one of the other games? I love that. That's fun. Oh, you're back! Ah, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you! Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, staying by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Bellboy looks sus again. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe is looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Alright, what you got for us, bud? Inquiry committee, how did it go? So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again. I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Alright, what about the trial? Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. You do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Alright. Well, we need to maybe try this one too. That seems sus too. Trying to bury the case. Yes, it is. They sure are. When you've got, when we bring in Gant specifically for... Okay, well we know his badge number's on here because Gumshoe told us. So let's see if he has anything to say about it. Oh right, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. Yeah, we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current... Now I'm curious about this. Yeah, me too. I'd better make a note of it. Okay, screwdriver. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's brought back to his office by Gant's request. Are they trying to set him up again? Edgeworth is so shaped. Like, did you not question any of that, Edgeworth? This goes right to the top, that's right. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I'll be the judge of that, edgy poo. Let's check this out. Oh, we got it. Thinking about it. AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edward said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Yes. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Alright, I think that's... We usually just get one thing, but... I'll give it a spinny spin, see if we get anything else. Meow. Okay. Anything else we need to show you? Wouldn't think so, but like we can try. The prosecutor in this case. Don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea, but you love tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright. Mr. Edwards just told you no in a very polite manner. What side are you on anyway, right? Maybe I show him... Oh, okay, so we do have something. Show him my best evidence and get some reaction out of him. Well, I feel like that was the best evidence, but... Yeah, we'll try the glove. Okay. Nope. Nope, you didn't like that. Didn't like that. He gave me that, so not that. Try the vase, I guess? Probably the knife, isn't it? That's what he wants to see. Spamming through. Well, no, because I didn't think it'd be this. I feel like we've already shown him this. We'll do it anyway. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Spill the tea. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Yes. Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time. Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police was on the investigation, right? Phoenix Wright, lawyer, detective, psychologist. We're just adding it on new, building the resume. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hand. We won our guilty verdict. The killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, Chief Prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you are still studying forensic science... Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have all we got new stuff and use for this. I still love this smug-ass smile. Aluminum powder. Ooh, taking fingerprints. Let's go. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder, these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Sick. Now we get to spray everything and powder everything. I'm very excited. Let's get going. One last investigation. Right. Do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Alright. Back to the evidence room. Alright, bye Edgeworth. We'll talk to you later. I gotta remember how I got there. Move. Guard station. Move. Evidence room. Alright. The great destining begins. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Meow. Here, this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Let's go. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. I feel it's pretty obvious. For procrastinating, choose a finger. I'm gonna go with the, well, maybe thumb. I'll go with... Oop. Okay. Now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. Let's go, Emma. Aren't either of those things standard procedure for the detectives? It's Gumshoe. Gumshoe is old school. His instincts are so good, he doesn't need technology, that's right. He's that good. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Ah! It looks like that did the trick. Aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E! Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. Flex your enter muscle, that's right. Phoenix baseball maker. Well, yeah, with drugs. Just pour the powder on thick, blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting. I guess I'd better give it a try. Alright. Oh, I can do so much. Gonna waste all of Edgeworth's powder. Okay. Just eat a blow. Let's go. Oh, that's gigantic. Okay. Good thing I did a bunch. I didn't realize it was gonna be that big. You did it! You found one! We did it, chat. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? Person who left his handprint must have worn gloves, yeah. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. It's fun thinking about. I was wondering how they did on the DS. It would have been the little screen, maybe. Well, no, it would have been the older DS, right? Mechanics that would have been used. Its features, yeah. While we're at it, why don't you look for some other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Oh. There are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. We're smudging. Alright, here we go. Dust, 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 dust. Yay. I'm a real cop. And blood. Ah! Tap, 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 tap. Oh, blow across the mic? If I recall correctly, you could shout objection into it during the trials. I love that. Oh, do we need more? I didn't do anything. Okay, I still need more. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. There's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. Hmm? How am I supposed to know who it was? I make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprints and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Oh wait, can we actually like see? Oh, look at all their fingerprints. There you are. Oh, analyzing. Analyzing. This is pretty cute. Aha! These prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. Guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so I came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. We completed the tutorial. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Let's go, Chad. Slide to the left. Lemon. Word. Oh, we got so many items now. Oh, that's not what I meant. I want to use it. Can I not use it? I mean, we probably should check it over here. See if there's anything else for us. Doesn't look like it. Oops, good. I want to use it on the thingy. Examine. For record. No, examine. Can I not use it? Am I doing something wrong? Not what I want. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Okay. Right. There was a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this? That's what I was trying to do. They're like, here's how you use it. I'm not gonna let you do it that way again. Check for prints. Let's go. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. Uh-oh. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. You say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody handprint. Okay, now I legit don't see anything. On here? Do we dust the whole screen again? Don't let me do anything. I have to find something first? What is going on here? Nothing's happening. Oh, I have to go through all that again. God dang it. Yes, I do want to use it. I just don't see anything. Okay. Yes. Like, just cover the whole thing in dust, please. The dust ain't dustin'. I don't see anything. There's no obvious smudge this time. Pick a finger? Okay. Middle one? This is not... Imagine they made Phoenix Wright. Oh, VR. I'd love to slam the desk IRL. I'm just in the living room screaming objection. Today is cursed, chat. Why does game hate me? Asking where a fingerprint might be. Well, I have the option to dust, so I'm assuming where would the other finger be? Oh, okay. I thought I was getting this screen on the previous one. I didn't realize we had another. Okay. I thought it was wanting me to find it on that screen. That was not clear. Oh. Okay. Bing bong! I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? It doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. What do you want from me? I'm so confused right now. I think I'm mostly confused because it's like, don't do it where it would have wiped off prints, and then I'm clicking where it wiped off prints. Am I not thinking about that correctly? Yeah, this is what we just found. Gave him my best shot. Yeah. Okay, well, don't let me do that again then. I don't understand. I feel like I'm not thinking about this correctly. I'm sorry. Because, like, we've got... Because if this is... I guess this would be thumb. Index, ring. That's what we just did. But I've clicked all over the other area for that pinky. I feel like it's getting real annoying specific at this point. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Like, I've clicked all over here. I don't even know if this is the same spot. This is getting annoying, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. How messed up is your hand? Where's the thing? Unless it's a right hand? Oh. What? Well, he's not. I'm afraid to click over there in case I have to go through the dialogue a billion times. Now I wish I had the little DS stylus, yeah. Now I wish we could stylus. Oh, Saren, hello, how are you? I'm about to frame anyone that walks in here. You did it, because I'm tired of these clicking things. What are you up to today, Saren? We found this one like 50 times. Like, it trails off here. I feel like there's gotta be... I don't understand what position this hand is in. The visible finger isn't the thumb of the left hand, but the little finger of the right. This. That's the little... Okay. So then this would be I'm assuming there's a finger here. But I haven't found one. Is he just like... Okay, so if you tell me that's little finger, there's a thumb over here somewhere. But I have clicked here. Good God, 100 times. We could have framed Will like 9 episodes ago. I'm ready. Will, get in here. You're it. That's it. I'm tired of looking for these fingers. Not so much. I'm sorry. Not much so far this morning. Been in a meeting this morning. Now I'm sitting down to hobby. Let's go. What are you working on today? More other side? Chat, there ain't no way. That's the thing we have found. So he's doing his fight stick practice is what he's doing. Fucking stretching. Okay, I have a feeling this is the same one, but we'll do it. We'll dust it all up. What the? Hold on. Hold on. What the heck is this hand? More? You want more powder? Okay. Okay, this is getting really frustrating, chat. I've got so much powder. It's gonna be white, so you can't tell me that you need more. Okay, we good? Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright, Jake. That makes sense, I think. Working on the corn juggernaut. I'm gonna be getting my other side stuff ready for next month's challenge. Let's go. Juggernauts are the best. These fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is that someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. 3 exclamation points. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall. Alright. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's print. Luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. Well, why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. Thank fucking God. Jake murdered the burger. He did it. He did it. I guess it's what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Okay, finally. Thank you, chat. This episode, and I know it was like a DLC one added in. It's been way more annoying getting to the next step. I'm gonna say that. It's been way more annoying of finding, like, what it seems to think I should find. Alright, 3. Alright, trial time chat. Let's go. What did you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. Slam, hello, how are you? Oh, wait. How are you? We had a very, very annoying path to our next trial, but we're here now. What you up to? I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, Don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Let's do it. Doing okay on the train? Yeah, you gotta stop agreeing to things when your defense lawyer isn't present. You gotta give me a heads up, girly pop. Gotta give me a heads up. Alright, chat, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. Takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. That's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. See, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. We're just hanging in there, getting ready to object. That's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. As first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Oh, damn. You know, if everyone just does it, then this makes this a lot easier. Dirtman just admitted to it all. Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Who let him have a megaphone? I had to turn it off earlier because it was being really annoying. So we'll see how he does in the trial here. We need to turn it off again. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Alright, Meekins, what you got? Crime report, sir! Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security stream and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. No. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. And you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. You knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Oh boy. What I need here is more info to work with, yeah. He's a possum, you're actually passing out. Alright, not your normal duty. We're gonna start there. Or a Meekins scapegoat. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes! That was a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I guess that makes sense. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Look at him. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. I'm so glad you tuned in, Slam, so you can see your bud. Screeches passes out. Possum confirmed. Yeah, our Eldritch Abomination. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. It even has a horrifying song. Abandon hope, all ye who look upon him. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. But I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Sorry, I'm trying to take screenshots as we go from my YouTube thumbnails too, so if we have anything good, remind me. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Okay, so specialist looking man security stream rushed into the room. You got more for us. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is, I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. 498-9596. That's my number, sir. I see, huh? But the number is shown as being used twice. Oh, interesting. Make sure you get your pog face going on. Let's go. All right. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. The second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. We're trying to have 420 to the checkout with some confiscated weed. That's what else Gumshoe's got in there. Access fishing pole. Suddenly we're just gonna keep pressing. What other info you got for us? You were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Not exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar, fought for my life, and then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. Flailing like the kung fu movies. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around, performed a disarming maneuver. Made sure to close my eyes like a man. See. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. You look like you LARP kung fu movies. Alright, press that too. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir. How am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. We can all rest easy now. Yeah, now that the Blue Badger is back where it needs to be. I'm bleeding, making me the victor. Panda, hello, how are you today? Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Panda, thank you so much for bits. How you doing? Thank you, thank you. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. How much stuff are we gonna get? I'm alright, Ty. Alright. How are things here? Pretty good. We got a little stuck earlier, but we're back on track. We are in our 3rd day trial now. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Chief? Delivered it? What is that? Videotape? Yes, sir. It's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. Contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake, yeah. Definitely not suspicious at all. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. I love this face so much. Let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh no. They really do keep... They've just got like a bag of evidence under the table and they just wait. Just wait. Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me. Yeah, it's clearly our murderer. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Let's see, chat. Stop freaking murdering people. Blue Badger, come on. Conveniently. He's so angry. He's an accomplice. He's covering up evidence. Uh-oh. Okay. Where did he go? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell is that railing piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Okay, I got the security video. For better or for worse, we have the video. Yes, well anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room. Some sort of, activity. JPEG, welcome in, how are you? Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Okay. Mr. Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. There's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. It must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. I'm getting murdered by a VTuber for 8 hours. What are you doing? Oh, is that why you're here? To help us with our murder? Welcome in, JPEG. You've been raiding? Okay, very cool. Because it's, sorry, it's the Savage raids this week, right? You and your friend were trying to do that. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. It's been great fun so far. Good. Glad to hear that. I feel like, before we dive into this, for new Final Fantasy, the dungeons and stuff have been great. Even if I didn't care for the story as much. Yeah, the dungeons have been good. Face can't be clearly seen in the video. No question, the other person was Detective Goodman. He opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker is his. It must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you're the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in the case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. It was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yeah. A lot of problems. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that a man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edward? Propose we have the defense, point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. Ugh. I have to point out a problem in the video. It's the first time I've ever had to do that. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause. Okay, we got more DS features. Take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. Has this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Wait. The locker's already open. It was lit up. Yeah, it's open and then it also fell out. I'm just watching to see if there's anything else. And they fight. This is the part I was stuck. Oh no, don't say that. I already got stuck once. I think it's the light being on. Before they even come in. That thing's... Oh, did I get it? The thing that's strange about this video has to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir! Do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. I'm on the right track, yes. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on, the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. You just get to watch this like 50 times. Yeah, the light's already on. That's the problem. You blow on the VHS when you see the contradiction. When I get stuck, the DS is just hearing me screaming curse words. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, rewind to a little bit earlier. We're all gonna hear this in our dreams. The picture in the locker is a character. Oh, from 2, that's fun. That's a fun part with like long-running series, is you can do things like that. Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Whoa. That was a fun face. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? Very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. It's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would report any malfunction. Oh well, just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something, yeah, jammed the sensor. The thing that fell out. Something jammed the sensor? Say... something else that seems out of place in this video. I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this. Go ahead and fast forward. Save all of our sanity. Meow. Whoop. Back up. Oh, it's the glove. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Watch it again, chat. Just in case. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car doors, sir. We can't be sure what item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Blue Badger theme sets a banger. I know, Brosa's rocking out to it right now. Do. Inserted. Fat Rat, hello, how are you? I'm gonna mute while Sadie's going nuts. Okay, I think we're good. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. Just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Is that when you're rolling out of your car? Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me, but the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents, but it's rubber. It'd have to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? I will. What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Yep. Oh, nice. Wasted mine. My snack box arrived. That's what Sadie's barking and telling me about. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. We can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Yeah, I know, I'm getting all the snack boxes, right? Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order! So we're going to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir. Me? Sir? What you're referring to, sir? Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. That's a joke. Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. So one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. Reasonable doubt, Jesus Christ. Yeah, apparently the Japanese justice system is a little different. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. The time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Okay, we do have that. ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? That's a good question, actually. Didn't think about that. Time for another meeting. Sounds good. We'll be here. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. The particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand. That's a lot of room for... Me too. That doesn't make much of a difference. There are only a few cases up for transferal there. Most were cleared up by noon. Okay. Right, I see. Let us move on to the cross-examination. Alright. One must use their ID card. I mean, we might as well just press while we're here. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. My hand wasn't wrapped in bandages. I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Can he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say to the last second. Okay, must use the ID card. Might as well. Is that card hanging from your neck one of the ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. And keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of the car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Okay. The ID card is used. There's a record of it. We do know that. Time of the crime, detective had to use this. We should press, just in case. After we got stuck earlier, I'm just gonna press everything. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. I see, yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is... Oh, no, here's where it comes in. Here's where it comes in. So it is, Your Honor. Not the prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. Must be so difficult for him. He brings a lot of it on himself. Alright, the time of the crime, detective has used his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. You didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? Yeah. If he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife yet. Wouldn't have to try and stab you. Maybe you just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like that. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Are sure Mika's is actually injured? Maybe he's hiding evidence under the bandage? Probably, considering they like to pull out evidence like... Whaley. Okay. What do we have? What do we have to show him? Confirmed photo. ID card record. That's what we're basing all of this off of anyway. Fingerprints and a screwdriver. I feel like this potentially glove. A locker, no. Jar at some point. I don't think we're there yet. I feel like we need to use this on something. Time of the crime, detective uses ID card. There's a record of it. Enter the evidence room 1, let's use their ID card, yep. Another thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman. Maybe that? Tokyo Advice told me that the Yakuza controlled the police, so it's 100% Majima that is behind us all. I could go with that. I could go with that. Time of the crime, the detective had used his card. I want to use that. Oh. Nope, sorry. Sorry. What all on here? That's right, because the number was also crossed out. Don't you be blaming Goro for something this intricate. Already did. Let me save, because we learned to do that last time. Go down to 4. Katie, this is the last episode of the first game, so I guess it was something they added with the remake. So it is episode 5 of first game. We're on day 3, so we're getting close though. How are you today? What you up to? I keep doing that. His name is Detective Goodman. Enter the evidence room. I'm going to use their ID card. ID card is used, there's a record of it. Yeah. Time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Oh, you didn't do this one? Okay, well we're kind of towards the end. I don't know if that, like if you wanted to play it yourself, I'll give big ol' spoiler warning here. Yeah, he's just a normal construction site manager. What could Goro do? There's quite a bit left. Okay. I don't know if this is the right sentence to use it on. But I feel like we haven't used this for anything, and I feel like we'll try it. Oh, wait one moment, Officer Meekin. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, yeah, I mean the other crime scene. I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe the something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. The day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. So what is this? That's what I was just thinking. What is this mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Okay, yes. That is... yes. Phoenix looks very smug in this remake. Edgeworth also has a very smug smile on some of the scenes. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes, what's he up to? What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Yeah. We've been saying that since the beginning. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago, you seemed content to point your finger around. This isn't gonna end well. Well. Seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So, the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I don't go that far, but... I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Object. Object. What do? We object. Objection. Who is the trustworthy witness? Miss Sushi Hat. With the little hot dog necklace. Because that's the most trustworthy description I can give you. Miss Sushi Hat. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Maybe. A friend of mine has a huge crush on Phoenix. I could see it. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing, and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. How much more trustworthy can you get, bro? Video doesn't show a whole lot of anything, actually. However, cannot be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Luminol. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Let's go. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Let's go. Yeehaw. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? Yeehaw. Oh, I trust her. Officer Jake Marshall, why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. That's right. We can keep that in our pocket, just like he does. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he is responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. He did it, chat. Got a break. I'm gonna save as soon as I can here. Just in case these were number 5. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us, right? It's been really annoying. Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Please interrupt us. Oh, yes I am. Come back later. No, come back. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Make a detective run around while on duty. To top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor's guy. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh. Oh. I'm sure you're okay. You mean that? What do you have? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? What are you guys doing? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. And I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files. I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here. You might do well to read them. We will read them. I can't believe you, Chief Prosecutor, or a witness in that case. Miss Skye was a witness? Okay. Files for the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago. Joe Dark, okay. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? Does anyone know anything? Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, This SL9 incident, is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. A few years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killing. The Joe Dark... No, Lana. That's over with. No! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Gumshoe pulling a look at the time. Sorry, pal, I'm out of here. I'm just standing here with all these files. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Yeah, well, what the heck is in here? Oh no. They just hand me this, like, absolute file cabinet. They're like, get back in that trial. Okay. Okay. Back to the cereal, let's go. I'm scared, chat. I'm scared. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. Emma didn't come back. Uh-oh. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Jake Marshall, the murderer. Me, partner? I'm just a man same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall. Howling wind? I've heard Edward described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? I think he is sipping whiskey in court. He's sipping something. According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony. The day of the crime. In plain old English. Alright, let me get some water first. I think they also allow a knife, just like that kid had the like, sword. I also need a flask for this. Alright, day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. State's attorney, don't ask. They even have talking parrots. That's been my favorite so far. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. Why did he get, like, extra sassy when we put him up there? What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. Okay, makes sense. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickey? Okay, so he's guarding it and doesn't know that it's a thing. He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Okay, well, I have your bloody fingerprints to put somewhere. So, let's see what we got here. My job was to keep an eye on the bone orchard. Said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, about 8 miles. Ain't my style. You made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Okay, does he say something similar like that? You're out of ammo. Okay. Man, I have ammo. Maybe this is it. I have your fingerprints. I didn't. I don't know if. Okay, it is this. I don't know if I had to do anything else with it. Okay. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Remember when I said Gumshoe is the peak of the police force? Compared to Meekins and Marshall, he is elite. That's true. Yeah, I guess so. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be in the same place as a bloodstained handprint. What a coincidence. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt yet. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Defense may now cross-examine. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Imagine can't hire these weirdos in the first place, right? Imagine the interview. It's just Gant doing the, like, creepy stare down, the blinking. He has a point. It wasn't an actual bloody fingerprint. True. But also, just happens to be in the exact same spot. I clicked that place all over. I know it was in the exact same spot. Really natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. I see. Be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. Okay. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. So, wait. Found a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print is... I thought that's what it said. That feels weird. The knife on the witness stand, right? Just look at him. That's by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Did you know the murder was right? I was trying. Would he know that? Like, we know that because we didn't lift prints. Would he know that? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. Yeah, we know that. That would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. It's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The seal of blood. In the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. Okay. As long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. No, it's not getting us anywhere. Consider carefully regarding this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Continue your testimony, okay? Too bad it wasn't me in the video. I mean, it could be. Could be. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, the video is the only direct evidence you have. The video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. Camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone is familiar with the camera's position, they can leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so. Okay. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Uh-oh. These are the ones getting hired. Yeah, that's the... He's either faking that he doesn't know they need them prints, or he's... Yeah, something's... Work is done. Time to melt. Are the curtains helping at all? I mean, paint. You can do both. You can do both. Today's a 3-shower day. I'm sorry. Have another look at the video. All right. Shows the incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Hold on. There's the light on. Okay, nothing with his locker yet. Goes in, glove falls out. Meekins is gonna come in. Everyone's lying about everything. That's what I'm learning. That's still good. Squeezel, hello, how are you? You come into the Blue Badger dance video. Stabbing is occurring. Locker's still good. Meekins is out. He is possumed. Ah! Who else is actually in this room and constantly carries knives? Who could it be? I'm just sitting there shaving with it. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner! The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. It seems that's the only— hold your horses. Sorry, partner. You got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. You're really not good with these machines, huh? Biometrics, exactly, Sly. He had to have done it. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy just isn't playing dumb. He really does. He really is dumb. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. I think I had a locker. Yeah. Only the assigned detectives can unlock it. Fingerprint sensor? Oh, he's sweating. Oh, he's sweating. Yep. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. There it is. He's sweating and pulling out his knife. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh yeah, get some— what is that? Jerky? What is that? It looks like tree bark. Whoa! Whoa! Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. Is he gonna get less Texas the more we, the more we make him sweat? I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Oh wait, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. He's the other dot. Let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Might I point out, though, Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on the ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that, called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard. The second time now. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I getting on anything like that? I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. So obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. Rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open this locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it had been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. For the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. After the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker... The knife. I just realized today's last day of July. I'm up against the deadline. Gotta get them finished. And the beard is awesome, yeah. Marshall, you're wrong in so many ways. The answer's written back on the TS game box. He opened an order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot. What was in the video? Written and directed Kojima. What was in the... Very well. Let's look at this video again, chat. Let's go. I'm gonna save because I don't feel super confident at this point. Do. Okay, put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open the locker. Okay, light is on. Yep. Badger is still dancing. Marshall going in. Some nightmares with this videotape from my playthrough last year. Okay, it wasn't a glove. There's Meekins. Handsome Badger. Oh, whoa. I see some red on white. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman, entered the evidence room, though I don't know what end yet. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Our sweet boy barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. The white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. He was really fast to beat the camera. I guess he was hiding in the other corner. Not bad, partner. The blood. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you're only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Goodness. Claire Rose and Marshall in the video. How would that regular hat fit over the top of his cowboy hat? I know. So many questions I need answers. Sorry, I was checking the time. I don't know how much got left, but... tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. Seems the time has come. Alright, Marshall's confession. Let's go. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. There's only one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There's way too much blood for such a small donation. I saw that base that comes in somehow. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with a transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. Okay. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why stole the ID and dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence, okay? Tell us more about that. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. A detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that was why he started filling out the lost item report. Okay. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by R. Okay. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer... that makes sense, but... He pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Makes sense. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type person he is. Mistaking a detective for an intruder, demanding it be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little bit more about these raises here. Why did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me. I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened with your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. You knocked Officer Meekin out and managed to escape. I knew what areas wouldn't be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone to plan, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. What you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room. He's about to knock himself out the way he's chugging the whiskey, right? How are you still standing? But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. You stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. Free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to... I don't think that's how that works. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. You can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should print him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Oh, do we know the files? Yeah. Let me pull out that stack of files. I want to pass it on accident. Managed to escape. No one caught. No murder. Yep. Can't just forget it. Because of our encyclopedia of... Okay, files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. What do we got in here? Incident SL9. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence death. Victims. Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Trial data. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. We've got Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Okay. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, you received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember, prosecutor... It was 2 years... You guys don't remember this guy? Okay, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. The case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my brother, yeah. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, the deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Okay. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? Hey, Wilkinson, welcome in. How are you? Everything is silly. I'm loving it. How are you? Edgeworth is Joe Dark? The parrot is Joe Dark. There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. Now, how you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. It was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Doing great, glad to hear that. Yeah, we're doing well. This is episode 5 of the first game. I guess it was added as like DLC with the update. So we are towards the end of it right now, but it's been really good. Disguised himself as Detective Goodme, and he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office. Hold on, chat. This fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. If no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Oh, we haven't even gotten to that yet. I don't know if we're gonna finish it. I don't think my voice can do it today. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Scott. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Scott. The testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection. There's quite a bit. Okay, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna leave it for one more then. You haven't solved what happened to Joe. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot left. I feel like there's a lot we haven't done. Today's attorney legal system is a mess and I love it. Here's something wild you have to prove wrong. Exactly. Arg. I rest my case. This trial is... Oh, sorry. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. What are you talking about? Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really is fake. But I didn't realize. I ended up proving Lana guilty. This is based on a true story, right? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, not like Phoenix has ever thrown some random bullshit to see what sticks. It is kind of wild when we like answer something and then what he said. Alright, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it. Emma, what are you doing? How'd you get up there? Your Honor, wait. Emma. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright. Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Lana isn't how you spell William. It's got some of the same letters. Just gotta rearrange them. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters are in that file. That's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. I left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and I looked at it again. Did you find something? No. Huh. Sorry. You're not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? You got up there to tell us you didn't have anything? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright. You're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Oh boy. Now then, Mr. Wright. Regard to the incident at the police department. Does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Yes. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, I'm gonna lock in, chat. Could be wrong with that handprint on the locker. Could there be something I'm missing? I object. That's all the answer. Oh, I think I've worked it out, says Sly. It was the lake monster after all. I mean, do lake monsters have fingerprints? I don't know. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems to clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. Okay, whenever we get to a good, like, break point, I'm probably gonna stop, because my voice is it's getting rough. But Larry was the real lake monster. Is he guilty? Bring him in. It's always butts. Hashtag blame butts. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? Something hasn't been drawn on there. Yes, something that when drawn completely changed the meaning of the blood mark. Let's pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. All this evidence here. Gotta be something I can use. Question is, which item can prove something is missing? Nope. 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 That's in the floor plans. This wouldn't... No. No. Prove something is missing in the... I mean, maybe. Maybe the video. Badger! The damn nocturnal devil, that's right. Mr. Butts, that's right. I mean, he's straight up, like, covered up faces and stuff is why I'm... But, like... The way it's phrased. Prove something is missing in the floor plans. The way it's phrased has me second guessing. I'm right about that. Okay, we'll go with the Badger. Thank you. The phrasing was goofing me up a little bit. But he was like straight up covering things up, so. about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Excuse me, gasp. That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces are undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma. That afternoon, how the judge got this job amazes me because he's always oblivious. I mean, he's not the one having to put it together. We have to make our case. Alright, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Yes. After he put it down, it'd be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. Must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not be allowed such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. My goodness. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. Balderdash! How? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, we have a giant pool of blood. Imagine being a judge in this universe, right? Having people like Larry, Dirtman, Parrot. I think the judge is doing alright for himself. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been... Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, this does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Oh my goodness. We're objecting the objections. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. And tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. One piece of evidence that can show that. Will the defense please present its evidence? Shows when the first crime took place. I mean, we have a log of times. Oh, that's not good though. Oh, that's not good though. How many people were attacked in this evidence room, right? Yes, go on, Edgeworth. Prove that Goodman was killed in the trunk of your car. Because I'm about to show him that. Sorry, Edgy Poo. Man, it was right before. Or whatever the 77777 is. It has to be, yeah. There's nothing else with time, I don't think. The video. Crime took place inside the evidence room, and the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card. Oh! The ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here. 5:50. Or sorry, 4:50. The crime took place before that time, then it would be... 4:40. Ah. Ah! Miles Edgeworth. Just what have you done? I never would have figured you'd have the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was already wiped away by the real murderer. He would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim and carry his body away. And clean up the blood. Fortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Edgeworth. Yeah. Let's look at the chart again. Only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number. Oh wait. That doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. It's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777. Get it clean, fast. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777. Thank you, Judge. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777 belongs to someone of the rank of captain or higher. Who could it possibly be? Someone who's a so-called executive or officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation which can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. Official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with a murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? I feel like this is probably a good place to stop. Because, yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot left and my voice is, it's getting rough. So I think we're going to save, assuming this gets wild. I think we're going to save this for next time. I think this is a good stopping point. Oh, there's like a minute left. Okay. Okay. I thought, do we get like another break? I guess without spoiling anything, do we get a break? Because I know we're on day 3, so like if there's wildness. Okay. Sorry, chat. We'll do the minute here. Thank you, noob, for letting me know. Let's do the we'll do the extra minute here. All right. Do you need the witness to repeat this question? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we, Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Oh, there's another day. Okay, then yeah, we're gonna let's get to our save point and then we'll do that. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Freestyle legal justice strikes again. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, 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 order! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Nice segue. Alright, thank you for letting me know we only had a little bit left. I appreciate that. We will save the following day for maybe next week if you guys are enjoying the video game streams. We do have our goal here below. We can finish that up, but I will save it for the next time we get to stream video games. We'll put it right here on number 3. And I'm gonna go make some tea because my voice is hurting. But thank you everyone for joining for more craziness. We got a little stuck in the beginning, but thank you so much for all the help getting out of it. I do appreciate it. We will be back Sunday with miniature painting. But then, yeah, if you guys are enjoying the video game streams, we'll finish this. And then we need to start picking some other games to play. I think I'm going to take a look through the library and pick out like a few things for us to decide between. So I think that's how we will do it. But yeah, thank you everyone. If you want to come join us in the Discord, that is our home away from home. I forgot to put the thingy. Here we go. There's the Discord. We also have our YouTube. If you came in late and want to catch up on Ace Attorney, you can binge through everything else we've played there on our YouTube. And then my socials. If you want to see the miniatures and stuff I've been working on, there are my socials. I'm going to be posting some more Skaven here this week, so you guys can check those out. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much for all the support. And then I will see